Alrighty team, so the captain's chair. Now this can be done a couple different ways. We can make it a lot harder, we can make it a lot easier. You can do this up on a bench as well, which can provide a little bit more range in terms to make it somewhat harder. But we can also add in a few other things. But we're just going to go through the basics at the moment with our captain's chair. So, similar to the V-snap, we're trying to stay on the sacrum as much as possible, or the top part of the butt. And we're focusing on here on really keeping the core, so the lower abs engaged. This will have a tendency to really target the hip flexor and when core starts to fail. Now I'll walk you through the regression to prevent that hip flexor from flaring up. However, there are also times that we do need to build hip flexors, so we can allow some of that feeling or the hip flexor to come on, which is completely fine. But 9 times out of 10, especially for Gen Pop, hip flexors are already tight. So there is a high likelihood that they may tighten up further from this exercise without that good core control. We would obviously add in our couch stretch. But for now, our long position, we're out straight, and then we're bringing our knees in. So we're creating this crunch motion. So the whole time, I've got my core locked on, shooting legs out, coming back in. Now, as I said, it may start to jack up in the hip flexor. So our first option to make it hard, no hands. We can then go hands on the ground, keep moving through. We may get to a point hip flexors are just on a lot. So we may just shorten the movement, not moving as far, keeping it nice and controlled, really focusing on keeping, especially the lower abs, but particularly that rec abdom nice and locked on. Will be a TA as well. So if you are feeling the hip flexors, and in the program it doesn't state we should be really working through, burning through those hip flexors, then I would highly recommend shortening the range, focusing on keeping core engaged. If it goes to complete fail and it's just 100% hip flexor, most likely stop the exercise there, rest, go through the other exercises if they're there, or come back after you've had a bit of time. Might have to reduce the reps and then build them up over time as you get stronger.